Alright, close encounter video, alright? So this one happened to me April 18th at 2:18 of 2022. I was in the backyard watching the stars, which is normal for me. I had two orbs go over top of my head close. Now it started off like this. I'm sitting there watching the sky and I heard a loud thump. I was gonna move because I was like, what was that, right? And I just stayed still. Sure enough, two orbs came flying over top of my head, maybe 18 feet, 20 feet, let's say. Within the two orbs, there was two beings. And that's the key thing here. When you're seeing the orbs, there's actually beings within inside the orbs, guys. Not many people know that. They only think that they're looking at the orbs and that is the angel. This is true, but once we train the eyes, we can see the actual beings. They're higher dimensional beings, otherwise known as angels. Some are deities, all right? Some are the actual deities from old. It's best to go back into the books of Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greece especially, because it's a very clear line, straight form, Scandinavia. Now, I'm making this video about my experience to help other people out and grow their eyesight. I'm looking for everybody that can see, each one of them. I'm under the impression right now, I started off under the impression that there was only 3. There's multiple books that I'm looking at. One of the books said that there was only 3. One of the books, actually, the Bible says there's only 2. Another book from Agnostics says there's only 3. I'm currently now adjusted to the model of the Book of the Dead from Egypt, which is saying that there's 12. The people that can see, you're called seers. I prefer the name Far. There is different names and different religions and time frames for the seers. Some are the seers in Mayan, and in Mexico they call them the adorables. In Egypt they call them the high priests. I know, kind of hard, right? It comes with having to grow your eyesight and continue. These are spiritual initiations. Not many people are going to tell the truth like that because not many people know the truth like that. Some of them think that they're looking at aliens. I was like that for a long time. Messed me up. I'm sure anybody that did go down that road, it messed them up. Now, all that being said, there's a short condensed version. You can track the rest on your own from that point. It's fine. I'm down to help, but I'm just trying to keep this one short to tell you and whoever watches this my up-close experience from this year, and just to give a basis. It's not my only experience. By far, just this is the most amazing one that I've had recently. So I'm sitting there, I hear the bang, I didn't move, the two orbs go over top of my head, like I said, about 18 to 20 feet. Within the two orbs on the right-hand side was Minerva. She was in her original form from the higher dimensions. She was wearing a black dress with camo on her face in the form of a triangle going up and across. She also had camo on her feet. She was not wearing shoes. She was inside the orb, and she looked over at me and then looked down at me. As I looked at her, my jaw dropped, and I just reached up to the sky, like, said, wow. On the left-hand side of her, there was a dragon. An actual dragon within the orb. It was a celestial dragon. So the look of a celestial dragon looks a lot like the Chinese mythological dragon, which are not myths, they are realities. Just higher dimension realities than the one we're currently in. Now, if you're seeing this and you're able to see orbs, you have a talent for seeing things from a higher dimension. It's a form of magic, kind of. Don't get lost in that term there and go diving into black magic. You're going to lose your gift and hurt yourself. That's a guaranteed. You can do it. People can do it. People have done it. People try it. I don't do that. I wouldn't recommend that. I recommend everybody to take the right path, which this part might sound corny to you, but it's true. It's all love and light. Now, for me, myself, I was never treated with the love and light road, okay? This is new. I'm seeing it. I understand it. I've always understood it. I've always treated people that way myself, unless they were, not great. Bad people, it is what it is, right? Anyways, all that being said, the road that you want to stay on is love, light, and clarity. Sounds easy, not easy. Everybody around you may try to attack you, etc. Don't worry about that. Brush it off. You're going to feel it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to feel it. The good news is that a handful of us now know that we're not alone. And the other ones that, you know, they're doing their own thing, let them do their own thing. What's important, though, is that people know what's going on, or as much as they can, so we can grow and we can further. Now, I'm going to get back to my experience. They go over top of my head, both of them within the orbs. They go off into the sky, and they did a loop to the left and shot off to the sky. They left me a design in the sky out of a red line coming off the back of the two orbs. The design that I'm talking about is a design that was seen once before in history. It was seen by a Roman emperor, actually. And the history books said that he used that sign to conquer. Now, I get it. If you already know the story, you might be going, holy shit. Totally acceptable. I did. I still do. But here's the kicker. The books tell you that the sign was given to by angels. There was two different events, and there still is two different events. One was the X, the cross. That's given from the angels, the orbs themselves doing that. And that one there stands for Christ consciousness, which is the key about consciousness and the connectivity of consciousness in order to use spirituality. Very true story. Something I'm still working on, something many are still working on. That's the road, though. The other sign was, used to win. That sign there is now given to me on that one. Not totally sure the context of how I'm supposed to use that. And it's very hard to even understand that. But it was amazing to see them up close. Especially in their original form. They didn't take a human form this time like they do for most. They took their original form. Now, this experience doesn't last too long. They did the design, they shoot off to the sky. I was given the look, and that's about how that one goes. They didn't stop and, start talking. That didn't happen. I was just given the look and the sign. If there was any words exchanged, I didn't know about it. All right, but I did get the sign. I do have a photo of them when they leave and they go off to the sky. I've got that photo. That being said, the only thing that I'll leave this video off on is my last video I made there. It should be uploading now. It's like 40 something minutes long. It's a deep dive. I've never done a deep dive like that before. It's a deep starter dive, let's say. It should help point anybody that is confused about this back onto the right path for them to figure this out. I have hours and hours of stuff we can go on and talk about, books, etc. For each individual, though, they're going to have to figure out exactly where they're originally from. I know that's another deep dive, but in order to see, you already had a connection somewhere, or you were given a new connection for a reason that we don't know yet. That's your road. That's your thing. I know what mine is. I know the basis of what mine is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it yet. I don't think many of us do. That's why some of them go off and make their TV shows and do this and that. I don't think that's the point. I think that we can get lost in that type of stuff when we're meant to keep it spiritual. Anyways, back to the correction, and I'll cut this video off. The correction in my last video that should be going up, that's 40 some odd minutes long. It's the first time I've ever spoken that openly. I'm doing it in order to help, period. I haven't done it at many places, trust me. But anyways, I said in that video that I made a joke, wakey, wakey, hands off Snakey. I have to clarify that there is an actual bad side. They represent it currently as a snake and etc. It's not just a snake. The bad dude that can shift and all this jazz, unfortunately, that's real too. So stay clear from any of those types of things. And this is why I said don't go near any types of black magic or studies even about black magic. You're supposed to have a basis understanding of the things that can harm you around you, but this you don't need to know right now. And you shouldn't want to practice it. It's harmful. It's wrong. Don't do it. That's my warning as a friend. Now, to get back to the clarification is there's only one bad entity. He has multiple heads in the form of a dragon. Let's all hope for all of our sakes that we're never going to see that type of thing. Ever. Let's hope. But anyways, throughout the books and stuff, they'll tell you, we'll use the Adam and Eve as a basis. A serpent told them to do this and that, right? It wasn't a serpent, it was a dragon. It was a dragon with multiple heads. That dragon there is an original name from Egypt is Set. Also, they can fly in the sky like the orbs you're seeing, so be wary of those types. Now, you're not looking at the bad one, I'm sure of it, or I wouldn't be doing any of this. But I did want to make sure that I clarified the reference from the joke that I said earlier, so people didn't think that dragons are bad. This is a misconception that's lied throughout history. It's unfortunate. Mainly because they consider dragons as a dragon cult. Not true. Dragons are all about spirituality. They're made from the one that I seen that day, Minerva. Her name, otherwise known as, is Fae. Now, under this name Fae, you guys will find a lot of stuff that's going to help you. Because there's other psychics and mediums and other people that were able to connect and understand that. Now, all that being said, Minerva, Fae, Isis, Hathor, there's 99 names for her, so forgive me that I'm not rattling all 99 offhand here. I rattled the ones from some of the mains that are already out. What was the other? Mary, I guess I shouldn't exclude that one, right? And either way, that's the story of that basis there. Chances are, by knowing all this, you're going to grow your communications further, and hopefully it fixes yourself up or helps you feel better. And within doing so, you should be able to grow further communications and hopefully get more instructions. Now, if you happen to get more instructions ahead of time, please feel free to share the same way you hear me share now. I get that it's an uncomfortable topic for some people and some aren't open and ready. I understand. But I can tell you this much, I'm a friend. I'm not an enemy, I'm not going to judge you, and I totally understand the good feelings that come with it, the bad feelings, and the loneliness. Because when you try to tell people they don't exactly believe you, you feel a certain way. That's normal, don't worry about it, it comes with the territory. Just own it. In fact, if you're currently doing any drugs or drinking hard in order to cut these feelings, stop it. Stop it right away. Eat the feelings. Face them. It's okay. If you were bad, you wouldn't be seeing. You may have been bad, you may have done bad, you may have seen bad. Don't worry about any of that. That's in the past. Doesn't matter. It's actually a judgment call that is irrelevant. What matters, though, is to keep good. And by saying that, I mean being respectful to yourself, to others, understanding that love is the key to this way. And here's another saying that's very well known but very misunderstood, and even by me still at this point. The way to connect fully is to go through the heart. It's very cryptic. I don't fully understand it. I'm still trying to piece together books on it to grow. We'll get it all eventually, I'm sure of it. I am happy to meet see and digitally meet these other two individuals. There is another handful of individuals you can find out there that I will tell you in private, and you may search them up and learn from them as well if you'd like. I won't rattle the names off here because I believe in no piggybacking. I believe that each person that's in this game here, that you gotta find your road and work on it and understand it and, try not to lose it. You can lose it by bragging, showboating. If you try to say, hey guys, come over here and watch this, I can do this right now. Don't try that. It's gonna harm you. But what you can do, if you're able to see, is you can pick a specific time and any date, and you can show dedication by making sure that you show up and you give dedication to them at a certain time. Don't use that as an excuse to showboat. Just work on you. You're working on you. I can also tell you firsthand that I've always meditated as a kid, but when I went to a teenage phase, I fell out of that, and I was a little shithead. That's fine. It happens. This is because I was misunderstood and thought I was dealing with aliens. Not dealing with aliens. We're dealing with higher dimensional beings. So you can call them by many names, and eventually we'll find a common ground name that is fine for people to understand. Half of these names with differences is part of the reason why we have many different religions and different beliefs where people will literally fight each other over. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. We gotta understand that we're all one. We're all connected. Now, for the ones that can see, though, a bit more connected than most on that one for now until we can get everybody on the same board, which will happen. I'm sure of it. There's really no stopping it, and this is why they're choosing people that aren't always out in the mainstream, because they could be swept under the rug. They basically look for people that won't get swept under the rug, basically. So work on yourself with that one. This was the video about my experience up close. I know I went on to other events and stuff, and I could have extended the story because there is more details than what I'm saying, but I gave a pretty good description of what I seen that night and the sign that I was given. This is the first time I made a video on that. I have not done that before. I posted it on Instagram. It's thousands of pages down. It's there though. And then I posted it on Facebook, but unfortunately I noticed that it was deleted. I'm under constant banning there. Probably my chosen topic of fight. It's understandable. Anyways, I'll leave that one at that. If you want to know any more about my experiences and stuff like this, you feel free to ask. Feel free to reach out. If you have any experience of your own that you're having troubles with, or you don't know, or maybe you just feel like you don't have somebody to talk to, hit me up, man. I'm here. Trust me, I was alone for a long time. Long time. Totally get it. Even the ones closest to me would be like, "No, you're crazy, this and that." I still myself go out and show dedication throughout different times of the evening. I made my own schedule in order to work around it and show dedication. I've also let them know that if the weather was not permitting and stuff like this, that I won't be there, but I will sit for meditation. I'm working currently on focusing through meditation in order to connect fully and have a clear line of communication. It's a work in progress. But for now, I'm happy enough to see a couple people that are new, that are having experiences, and I'm down to chat more. There is lots of people that have experiences. Not many of them understand that it's a spiritual initiation and work on it and grow. I've noticed only a handful that have. That have worked on it to grow. They still don't really know it's a spiritual initiation. In fact, I told one of them, and I was told, people say a lot of things who have no experience firsthand. I did not emphasize my experience firsthand at that point. I can understand clear, just like I'm sure you can understand clear. Anyways, you're the best. I hope you all have a great day. If you're seeing this, I hope you enjoy my admission. It's a big one. It's a big one, that's for sure.